Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
And we are silly today.
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
Yeah. Well, it's how I woke up. I woke up
yeah.
like 30 minutes before you were supposed to be here. No, 10 minutes before you were supposed to be here. 30 before you got here.
Oh, my God.
So I was very sleepy when you got here.
I was like rushing to be on time today. And I'm going to tell you that it wasn't because I needed to be on time to get here. It was because I had to order Starbucks before 11 o'clock to meet my like goal thingy and get stars.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like running at the house.
Thank you, Starbucks, for expediting Karina today.
Right? And then I was like, oh, it's 10:58, and I ordered our Starbucks.
Nice.
And then finished getting ready and left.
That's good. That's why I had to do your eyes here. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, because I had to order it on time, and I didn't want it like sitting there, and then they were like, oh, they're not coming, and throw them away. That would suck.
Yeah. All right, what are we going to talk about today?
We got lots of stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, we had some really good suggestions from our live yesterday.
Yeah.
Which
good
was really
conversation.
Fun.
That was so much fun.
That was.
I just love our people.
Mm-hmm. We spent like 2 hours talking in Discord with our
I know, it like flew by.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. But it was tons of fun. And learning about all kinds of different treatment options and things that people
stuff
have
for
done.
Me.
Yeah. But today we wanted to kind of talk about expectations versus reality.
In regards to like treatments.
Well,
mainly?
and treatments, and I think it kind of also goes with like your decline.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
That's a good one.
And your like condition and what you can expect from the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it has a lot of aspects to it. It's very multifaceted.
Right. So it'll make a good conversation.
Yeah. That's the hope.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do our weekly recap.
Check in.
I threw him off.
She did.
His brain was like, wait, what?
But that wasn't the right song. That was half a song.
Half a song.
Whatever.
I got you. Get one note. Just
All right, I'll go first because my week was not like your week. What happened in the last week for me? More headache fun.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of headache fun. And I've developed a new burning, searing pain on the back of my neck, which is great. Like, I don't know what part of the back it is, but it's right where the neck, like the base of the neck is, I guess, in the back where the spine meets.
That one big spinal.
Right, it's right above that.
That vertebra.
That last big vertebrae.
Yeah.
And it's just a searing, burning pain from sitting. Like I can't find a position. I can't like.
It has to be a pinched nerve.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to get to it. I've tried different things. I've tried pulling on things. Jen's tried.
Pinched nerve is the like theme of the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. It's been brutal.
Yeah.
I got a little sick again. I think we're just finishing passing around whatever it is.
I don't know if it's sick anymore or if it's just dysautonomia being horrendous.
It could be because it didn't come with a fever this time. It was just the headache.
Well, and I don't know, I think it was like Thursday. It was Wednesday because I was in PD.
Mm-hmm.
If I turned my head to the right, it was like a wave of nausea and a major headache.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Why? So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then
fun.
I managed to put the episode together last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Just barely.
Came in the clutch. That's part of what we did with our live was we looked at the title.
Yeah, we came up with our description and title. And the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Which is clickbaity as all get out.
You will see.
You've already seen it. It came out today.
No. Well, they will understand soon.
Yes.
It's not even really clickbaity as far as I'm concerned.
No, what I wanted to do, I didn't, after you left, I just went to bed though. Mm-hmm. I was going to put like a big red circle like they always do on like parts of the car, and you know what I mean, and zoom in and be like, look at the damage.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
I can't bring myself to do that. No. I'm not there yet. I'm not that clickbaity. But yeah, I mean, it was just a week. It dragged on.
Yes, it did.
It did not want to end.
It was the week that never ended.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was my week. As I stare off into the distance.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that time
Mm-hmm.
in the long, long ago. That was not that long, long ago.
Mm-mm.
So okay, wait. Rewind. So I was in a car accident week ago Friday. So
Yeah.
it's been 9 days now. 8 days.
8
now?
days.
That's crazy. It feels like forever ago and yesterday, and it's
Right.
one of those like, what happened when? So yeah. So the car accident was fun because I was hurting after, but it took days to like figure out what all I had done to myself.
Yeah. Well, we called it too.
Yes.
On last Saturday, we're like,
Like,
it'll show up midweek or something.
It'll be a while. And like trying to get everything figured out with insurance and rental car and getting my car put in, getting it like estimated for repairs and seeing if we've totaled it or not, and then trying to get it repaired in general. And it's been snowy here, right? And all of our out-of-state drivers have been driving in the snow. So every repair shop is backed up into April.
Wow.
Which is crazy. So I can get an estimate like March 11th or something.
Jesus.
And then repairs are like April.
Wow.
Which is nuts.
Wow.
So that was not fun. Trying to remember how everything kind of progressed through the week, because it was really the last 2 days that were just the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of body-wise, I just kind of felt worse every day. I woke up, I was like, oh yeah, that's a new thing that is also angry and upset. And then it culminated Thursday because I was out Thursday.
Yep.
And I just like, I couldn't move without horrible nerve pain. And like if I lift my arm this way, I get this horrible searing pain through the whole back of my arm all the way into my elbow. Oof. Pop.
That was a good one.
And then it's doing the same thing down my leg and then in my ribs and my abdomen. And I have this really weird, horrible symptom that I hate. And apparently it's just part of the nerve stuff,
Mm-hmm.
where I get this really weird squeezy feeling in the middle. And it feels like it, like I thought it was like a syncope episode.
Yeah.
Because that's how it felt in the beginning. And then it blooms into this like burst of electric shock feeling that went all through my chest. So I hate that. That sucks. But yeah, the car was just a mess and everything else is a mess. And now the body is a mess.
Yeah.
So I was out Thursday. Learned that I'm out of leave. I still have a whole nother quarter to get through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh no. That was really fun. I hated that. Didn't make it to a workout because I was just in so much pain. And then, Jesus, what else?
Oh.
Oh, I wound up at the urgent care
Yeah.
because of the shocky, bloomy feeling. And I was like, what in God's name is that? Oh, and I was also losing sensation in my hand.
Yeah.
And it was
Yep.
no grabby and drop everything.
Yeah, but
Which
catch
was
it.
great.
You were catching things with the other hand.
Yeah, I've learned that when I feel it drop, I just catch it again because I'm like, oh, here we go. They did all kinds of x-rays, like all the x-rays. So I'm fine. Like nothing's broken or like massively dislocated.
Mm-hmm.
And so they cleared me with x-rays and I went to the chiropractor and they said, oh, you were in a car accident? Nope. We're not going
wouldn't
to touch
touch her.
you.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, but I'm cleared by x-ray. I can have them like call you. And they were like, nope. And I was like, okay, so when can you treat me? And he was like, well, we can't touch you until you're done with all the car accident stuff. And I was like, what do you mean done with? And he was like all the litigation and all of that. And like done with your course of treatment.
Right.
And I was like, but I'm not treating it. There is no course
There's
of
no
treatment. What are you talking about? And I was pissed. Like it wasn't really a Karen moment, but it could have been if I was somebody else. I was not happy. So he's like, we'll either have to freeze or like cancel your account until you're better. And I was like, that's bullshit. This is my like treatment. Are you fucking kidding me? And so I just told him, I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I have the x-rays are cleared. Like, what else do you need from me? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, fuck it. Cancel the account. I'm done. I do not care anymore. But that was the day where was like just almost in tears all day. And I think I wound up coming over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
You came by after all that.
Yeah. I was not happy.
You had to vent.
At all. It was bad. I think that's it though.
Yeah.
For the most part.
You survived it.
I lived. Work was crazy. I walked back in. Every time I leave, like, I just can't be out of the building.
Right, because things go crazy.
Because everything, like, shit falls apart. And then it was like, do everybody's job but my job. And it's fine. I don't mind helping. But also, God damn it, guys. Please. Just, please. God damn it.
Yeah.
And then I have a conference Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks. Oh, and I was talking to my coworkers because there's a conference in, I think, Florida in June that they want everyone to go to. And I was like, no, I'm not going. And my coworkers were like, why? And I was like, dude, you don't understand the spoon thing. They're like, well, we'll have tons of downtime. And I'm like, that is not the same at all. No. Especially like sharing a room with somebody. No, that's not the same at all.
I've done that trip. I've done a trip once when things were bad. And I was majorly depressed at the time, too.
No.
So it didn't go bad, but the spoons thing, I had to stay. There were times when they would go out, and I was like, I can't go with you. I have to stay at the hotel room because I can't. I need time alone to regain some spoons. Yeah.
Like, I need, like, decompression time and, like, do nothing time and don't want to talk to another human time.
Well, and it was for a convention, and I was helping run an art table.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it was interacting with people.
You were eye candy?
Yeah. Got flirted with by that one guy. Made me blush really hard. Dude, that was awkward.
Yep.
I can't even. His eyes were just so blue.
So blue. They were
just
so blue.
Got lost in his dreamy eyes.
As he blushes currently.
I'm remembering it. I can't not. You know
it's not like
a
hard blush. It's just
no. It'll be a hard
pinkening.
blush because my eyes are turning red.
That's what it is. It's the pinkening.
The pinkening. But yeah, I mean, and that was draining. You know, because you're dealing with people all day long. There's just so much coming in information wise. Yeah. So I get it.
And it's hard. Like they want me to go and do things and like.
They want to include you.
Yes, and I want to be included, like, but also I want to not have to talk to other humans.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be at home in my, like, little safe space. Because I don't know. I've hit this point right now where, like, I'm tired of walking in and feeling like shit and having them be like, oh, how are you? And I'm like, fuck everything.
Yeah. You want to go in and be like, I'm having a good day.
Right.
Today doesn't suck.
Yeah.
That would be
because I mean it's like it like cheapens where I'm at when I'm like in a really bad place.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, she's always in a bad place.
Right, and you don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
I get it.
Yeah. So fun times. You wrote down a few things along our line of expectations versus reality. So why don't we jump in with that?
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can give context. To what started the conversation. We were talking about back stimulators, since that's probably the next step for me. That or like a laminectomy to go in and remove some scar tissue and stuff like that.
Which I doubt.
Right. That's not likely, but it's kind of what I'm pulling for.
Yeah. Is the stimulator, right?
No, I want them to do the big surgery.
Really?
Yeah. I would like them to go in and
remove the scar tissue.
Yeah.
I just worry that it would reform again and again and again.
Well, if it reforms again, then you go stimulator.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
That's true. I wonder like if it would be
enough.
worth doing now that we know, like, massage's role in things. I wonder if it would be different to do it and then, like, work on it as it heals.
Exactly. That's kind of my thought, too. Like, we could do a better treatment in recovery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. But
you wouldn't be alone for recovery this time.
We were talking about how I keep running into people and getting suggested things with people saying don't do the stimulator. Like it's a bad news bears type situation. And we were talking with Ruth about it, and we were talking about how a lot of that could be them expecting a full recovery, like a turnaround, a perfectly good like pain-free life after stimulator.
Right. People want to be better.
Right. Instead of expecting it to be an improvement.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, lessen the load a little bit.
Right.
And that's what brought this on. So we are going to discuss it at length.
Well, and it's hard because when you are living with something that's chronic, when people are, and it can be really predatory when people are like, oh, we found the cure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? But I think that is something that people are looking for, right?
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
what they are looking for.
We're
So-
too cynical for that.
Yeah, right.
It's like we see that like, oh, no. Doesn't exist.
Well,
Sorry.
and it's gotten you called a defeatist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the past.
Yeah. As we've talked about, I'm a defeatist because
Mhm.
I don't expect it to get better.
Yeah.
Or not like magically perfectly better.
Right. When people, well, and that's the other piece of it is that when you have a team, like a medical team,
Yeah.
generally what they ask you first thing is like, what is your hope?
Yeah. What do you expect
What
to
is
get from
your
this?
expectation? Like, what do you want to get out of it?
That's part of what I was saying on in the notes right here.
Yeah.
The second one, like the way you approach your cure or your treatment
Yeah.
affects how the doctors will react to you and what they're willing to do, what they feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're expecting 100% return,
Right.
they're not going to want to work with you,
Yeah.
at least not in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it'll be a failure.
Yeah.
And then they have to deal with you being angry and upset that whatever
And
didn't
scarred.
work. Yeah.
And dependent on painkillers.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. So that can lead down a really nasty road if you're not like managing your expectations for things.
Exactly. So that was my thought. Is that especially like when you're encountering surgeons,
Yeah.
they really don't like hearing that you expect it to be 100%.
Right. And you're like, I would love for you to fix it.
Yeah. Like, what do you expect to gain? Well, everything to be perfect again. I want my childhood back. Can you do that, please? I want it to be
No,
like
I
the
can't.
before times.
In the long, long ago.
Yeah. Can you make the
No.
world more vivid and beautiful again with surgery?
Can you return my innocence?
Can you, please?
Please,
Just install it back?
Yeah. Turn me off and turn me back on again.
I just need a global reset. That's it.
There you go. See? But it's not realistic.
No, not
And
even.
so thinking about it in terms of realism and knowing what your treatment options are and what they do and how far they go.
Right.
Because that's important to know is that like even with the back stimulator, it's not like I'm going to turn it on and all the pain in my lower half is going to be totally gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
that's not reasonable.
No. What else did I write down here? Oh, yeah. It informing your own decision based on.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're aware of the bad end of everything.
Yeah. Like people, I don't know. It's interesting. Again, I think back to in one of the Facebook groups a while back, I saw that woman who was asking, she was like 23 or something, was like, should I do a labral repair now or should I wait, or what are the pros and the cons? And like,
Yeah.
I mean,
ugh.
good on you for even asking those questions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you saw in those comments, people who were like, just don't do it. It's worse. And I wound up with frozen shoulder and like all these horror stories
Yeah.
about
Because people are more
viable
likely to talk
treatments.
out about the bad than the good, anyways.
Exactly.
So you're gonna find the bad.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a lot of people
it's
who are
like-
like, it was great.
Yeah. It's like leaving a review.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You're going to hear a lot of the people who were very dissatisfied. And the people who are satisfied are off doing other
I've
shit.
done 2 labral fixes and they've been wonderful.
You've done 3.
I've done 3. Holy crap! Yeah.
No, 4. You'd had both shoulders done, right?
Yeah.
All of it was labral.
I've had 5 then. Because
Yeah,
they
'cause you
had to redo the right one twice.
Uh-huh. So you've had 5 labral repairs.
Yeah, they were all great.
Silly goose.
I can move. Look at me go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, but the movement piece is huge too. And I think that's big in expectations versus reality also, is understanding that after surgery, it's going to be painful and you're going to have to like retrain
Yeah.
your stuff.
Yep.
But the sooner you get moving and the more you're moving, the better your recovery is.
Right.
But then you have people with that kinesiophobia
Right. They don't want to move.
where they're like, oh, I just had surgery, so let's baby it. And then they baby it too long
Right.
and too hard, and they're not doing.
Well, and that's
And that's where you find like that frozen shoulder piece.
Right.
'Cause-
That I don't know how that like I know how it happens. I don't know how it happens at the same time.
Well, I
Like
think
if you're
it
seeing your
comes from-
doctor, do you think they would catch it, or they would at least inform you to start moving it more?
I think they do, but they're very gentle about it. Because
Oh.
when I saw the ER docs,
Oh, it is. It's really.
I was babying my left side because I was worried that I had damaged something.
Yeah.
And that was what it was. And they were like, oh, you, because at first she was like, can you get your ring off? I was like, yeah, I can. She was like, okay, you don't have to do it now, but like your arm's going to swell because you're not moving it. And I was like, oh no, I'm moving it. I was concerned because I'm losing sensation. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't screwing anything up.
Yep.
By moving around. And then as soon as the x-rays came back clear, I was like, okay, we're good now.
Yeah.
This hurts like shit, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we're just stubborn though.
Yeah. But I think it comes from, like, when people talk about surgery, like, think normal people, what do they talk about? What do they say?
I don't know. My brain blanked out just then.
Okay, so what? I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to think of, like, from normie's point of view, surgery is like a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah.
Like a big deal.
So recovery is a big deal too.
Yes.
Right.
They're like, I was drastically injured and I have this like wound that I have to take care.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's like, it has its own stigma to it. And I think that plays into that expectation of pain and of discomfort. And
I had a little bit of that post back surgery because it was a big deal.
that, well,
Back
your
surgery is
spine was
huge.
opened.
Yeah. But I still would get up and moving, even though it hurt. Like every day, it would hurt less, and I would push myself a little bit further.
Yeah.
But I was always babying it, but not
Well,
like
If we think like my left hip recovery,
yeah,
it was like I did everything they told me to up until a certain point, and then I was like, no, this is fucking annoying, and I'm gonna treat it like it's normal until it behaves normally.
oh yeah,
Because I was just like, I'm done with the babying thing. It hurts. It needs to figure its shit out.
yeah.
I'm gonna make it not hurt anymore by abusing it.
The abuse. Yeah.
Ow. Sorry.
No,
Gotta
get comfy.
move.
It's time to adjust.
Hip was hurting.
Yep.
Oof. Pretzel time.
For those
Yeah.
of you listening, she just turned into a pretzel. For reals. She is now
I am delicious.
a delectable salty treat.
and salty as fuck.
She is salty. Always salty.
You gotta get them like mustard dip.
I was gonna say the same thing.
There
Gotta
you
get
go.
the dip. Just
Gotta get the dip.
anyway. Like we were saying.
Oh my god. Yep. I don't know. So I think that plays into it a lot when you come to like that fear mongering piece.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who just they hear that it's really drastic because it is. In reality, when you don't have a chronic condition, pain is an alarm that says something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's like a big deal in the brain, right? Because that's what it's for. That's what pain is for. And then you have like surgery, which is somebody is cutting you open to fix that thing that's really, really wrong. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of stigmatized as this big, big deal. And we,
Well, you build it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the expectation gets, I don't know, like anxiety behind the expectation.
Yeah, probably.
So
It's hard to say anymore because we've done so many. Like, it's become like a routine now. It's like,
Yeah.
you go in. I'm not even nervous. My last surgery, I was just like, let's do this shit.
I think the first one, I don't know. I expected it to hurt a lot more than it did. And then when it didn't hurt nearly as much as I thought it would, I was like, oh, well, that was easy. This is fine.
Yeah. Well,
Especially-
we're also really good about icing things and keeping it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, the other part of it is like having surgery, you have one central pain
One focus.
that your body is like paying attention to, right?
Yeah.
And it overshadows everything else. And so you have like a snooze button for all the rest of the wrong in your body.
To a point.
And it feels great.
Like, okay, so during my right hip surgery recovery,
Uh-huh.
the first hip we did, my left was still messed up
Oh, yeah.
and not moving. You know what I mean? Because you have to prop your hip in just the right way so that you can ice it and keep
Yeah.
everything good. So sitting in that position was making the left one hurt really bad.
Oh,
So
like
most of my
cramped.
post-surgery pain
Oh.
was the left hip being angry. And I couldn't really do a whole lot to move it around and make it happy.
Right.
So there was no like surgery pain. There was just left hip not having
Oh,
work.
that's annoying.
Yeah, I
remember
not happy.
left hip recovery. My right pinky toe kept dislocating.
Right, pinky toe.
It did. It kept dislocating through the whole surgery because I was like on crutches, and then it would dislocate, and my foot was so painful. So yes, I get that.
Right. When the surgery pain isn't as bad as your body.
You're like, God damn it.
Keep up.
How am I supposed to do crutches when my toe won't cooperate?
Yeah.
And then your foot spasms, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
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 So.
But we can also now talk, I think, about expectation of the worsening condition.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least for us. And other invisible illnesses have it too, where it's a degradation.
Yeah.
And surgery kind of prevents or slows the fall, you know?
Well, not even just surgery, like being proactive in treatments.
Yeah.
I think is important. So not being, it's like this fine line of like not being resigned to your fate.
Yeah.
And also not expecting that you're going to be where you were 10 years ago.
We've done a lot of work on that, actually, if you think about it, because we were more resigned before the podcast.
Yeah.
It was more come.
Yeah. What may.
Yeah.
My God.
That got both of us.
Your stutter made me stutter. And,
yeah, come what may. So, it was deal with it as it comes, but we're being more proactive now.
Yeah.
A lot, especially with mental health, but even physical.
Well, and I think taking care of that mental health piece
helps
tremendously and allows us to have enough self-value to want to kind of preserve things. And I mean, we're not great at preserving, but we're good at being like, okay, let's be on top of our shit.
Yeah.
And then if it's like a new pain that's gone on for this amount of time, then I'm going to get
it has
checked
to make
out.
it past the barrier.
Right?
Of like
You're like,
a
is
week.
this a new, like, yeah, exactly.
It's been a week and it's still there. Time to look into it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we've gotten way better about it. It's kind of crazy to think about, because before we were resigned to it, just not as desperately as it sounds.
Right. And I mean, like, it's like when we talk about exercise, right? How hard that is to get into, but also how important it is if you want to make strides in the right direction, because let's face it, especially with EDS, like your muscles are doing all the work. Yeah. Which is why nighttime is so hard for us, because then the muscles are fatigued and we're like, let me just fall apart now. But I don't know. It's hard to get to that point where you can start working on it. And it's a slow road, right? So you can't expect treatments. Well, not all treatments. You can't expect all treatments to fix it right away. Well, fix it is the wrong term, but you know what I mean, right?
Right.
Where you can't expect that improvement without work and time.
There's no instant gratification.
Yes.
When it comes to any of this.
Thank you. That was, my brain was struggling really hard.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But you're right. Yeah. Instant gratification is absolutely it, because it's not going to be fixed.
Trips a lot of people up.
Yeah.
I imagine, like, because of the work that goes into it. Surgery happens, then there's recovery, and then PT, and then even past PT, you still have to be wary of.
Yeah, there's movements you can't do, or like you need to be mindful about how you're moving, so that you don't destroy the work they just did.
Yeah, you got to let your body build up again. Yeah. Ugh.
Well, and then slowly reintegrating movement and
yeah.
strength training and all of that. Because holy crap, it's hard to go back to the gym after however many weeks of recovery after surgeries.
Yeah.
But
on that note,
yeah.
it reminds me, Anne invited me to do a pilgrimage with her.
Really?
Yeah. She cornered me and was like, so what do you think about pilgrimages now? I was like, honestly, I would probably do one.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason not to. I mean,
Just not in winter.
Just not in winter.
Yeah.
No, she said it would be over the summer.
Okay. I was like, don't go.
It would be the
Missouri.
The Missouri route.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know. I'm tempted. She's like, you can bring the kids even. Like, I was like, that would be kind of
We're going
cool.
on a weird vacation, guys.
Like, I don't know. I think it'd be good for the kids to get out.
How long does it go for?
26 days.
26 days. Okay. That's interesting. That's really cool.
I would do it.
But isn't your grandfather trying to get the kidlins into sailing school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Grand Lake pilgrimage, hard.
I would do both. I would find
Is
a
she
way
doing
to do
one
both.
in March?
No.
I was gonna say the March through would be gentler. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But
But
better timing.
I
But
would do one
that's
regardless.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think if we stop telling ourselves we can't do things,
Yeah.
that bothers the crap out of me. Like when people are like, oh, I can't whatever it is anymore because of whatever it is. And I'm like, no, there's no can't. There's
Right.
there's like won't.
Well, that's what caught me off guard is that she offered to bring me. Like, she knows that we have a condition.
Yeah.
But she was just like, you can do it.
Yeah.
I was like, it caught me off guard. It's like, you want to include me in
A
a
human who knows we
someone
can do
else
a thing.
believes that I can do a thing without, you
Yeah.
know. So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
prove everyone that I can do it.
Well,
But
and I think we're kind of exceptions to the rule in that aspect where I don't think we've ever let anything dictate what we're going to do. We were just
Depression.
like, that's fair. But at the time, like your brain thinks it's its idea. Right?
yeah.
But I mean, like, I've never, like my friend had a bouldering birthday party.
Oh yeah.
And there's no part of me that's ever like, oh, I can't do that because of my condition.
Well, that was what caught me off guard too, is that I was down for it. You know,
Yeah.
my first instinct wasn't, oh no, don't do it.
Right.
It was,
It's like, oh, you can't.
how could I schedule it?
That would be really interesting. Maybe we could try. Yeah.
I like that. I like
Well-
that I'm at a place that I can do
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like,
Well-
I'm not recovering from surgery.
And I was thinking about this the other day because the function in my hands has been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just being like, oh, the function in my hands is pretty bad, I can't write or type or blah, blah, blah anymore, and I have to baby them, I was like, maybe I should go rock climbing to work
Build
them
up
out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's how I am with my foot too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, we walk a line between like beneficial and self-destructive.
yeah,
Let's be honest.
that's very true. That's
Like, I could have totally fucked up my hip that time
yeah.
and been like, I'm going to treat it like it's normal and fuck everything else. I could have fucked everything up. I don't know.
But you didn't.
But I didn't. Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's like the pain psychologist was saying, like, we are not the typical pain patients.
No. I want to get someone on the show who's been in the pain management game for a while and has like a pretty atypical experience, I guess.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to see what it's like from a different perspective. Like,
Yeah.
because we're very gung-ho about things. I want to meet someone who's more, you know, resigned to it, I guess. Not resigned to it, but maybe further back in the journey, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like,
Not quite there yet.
you're right.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to me to interview someone like that and talk
Right.
to them and see if we could.
It'd be like looking backwards.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Really interesting.
That's
It's so
what
fascinating because I'm trying to like put my mind back in that mindset. And I think even for just because I am a stubborn human being, my thing was always like, it doesn't matter what it is because I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Right.
Because I don't let anybody tell me what to do. Not even Karen. Ha ha ha.
It's true.
Uh,
So defiant.
But I've seen people when I was taking those classes who were like, oh, well, I can't work out because of whatever it is.
Right. See, that'd be someone that I'd like to talk to.
Yeah.
I want to see their perspective and see if it's coming from a place of like fear of pain or if it's like
Or lack of education on like.
Right.
Because here's the thing. Doctors say
Exactly.
you can't do a lot of things. Like, how many stories are there out there of like the people who become inspirational speakers
oh yeah
who are like, the doctor said I'd never walk again, and here I am running
Mm-hmm.
marathons. Like, there's plenty of those,
Yeah.
which means you might be one of those.
you just don't know it.
Don't let the doctor tell you you can't do shit.
Yeah. Or yourself.
Yeah, that too. Or other people, or
That's probably a lot of it is the
Yeah.
people around you.
well, and I've seen a lot of that on Facebook where especially parents of kids with EDS are like, how do I get my kid a wheelchair? And how do
Oh yeah.
yeah. My daughter can't do this and my son can't
Oh
do
no,
that.
there was
and
that
my
one
blah,
where
blah, blah.
the girl she uses a wheelchair, but it was difficult for her. Like her arms were getting tired,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of saying maybe work on your arms or like she wanted to get a motorized scooter.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a step backwards kind of, because then she
Mhm.
wouldn't be using
Well, and that's the thing is
and
like
then losing her.
use it or lose it,
Right.
and it applies very much, especially in EDS, because we have low muscle tone anyway.
So that's like the back end of expectation versus reality. That's the expecting the worst.
Yes, or rushing the worst.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like you're with EDS, like our condition doesn't happen all at once. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like
EDS
to.
evolves over time.
I'm a nerd, okay? So I like to follow storylines and arcs in stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I have arcs in my journey. There was the discovery arc, trying to figure out what was wrong. There was the depression arc, which we got past magically. Surgery arc, where I've done nothing but surgeries, and now we're on to like I called it like the post podcast, I guess, or podcast arc.
Post discovery.
Yeah.
Like self-awareness.
But everything's an arc.
Yeah.
In my head, at least.
That's
like,
funny. I like that.
so like
interesting.
we're moving into a new arc.
Yeah.
Coming up. I can feel it.
Well, it's interesting, and it makes me sad when I see people like rush the condition.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna be in a wheelchair by 30 anyway, so I'm 17. Let's do this now.
Right.
Like,
you want to be like,
no,
no,
stop. You have time.
Yeah. Don't resign yourself
do
to
the
it,
things.
please.
Do the things now, so you don't regret it and have to start from square one later. Because damn it.
Damn it, Jim.
The more you move, the better.
Yeah.
All right. Time for a break?
Time for a break.
I agree. All right. What do they need to do?
Probably their taxes.
Oh, yeah. Do your taxes. Can you also do my taxes while you're at it?
Mm-hmm. That'd be nice. Oh, yeah. I have an appointment with taxes next week, I think.
No. Just with taxes?
Yeah. I'm going
You're
to
gonna
go
meet taxes, and they're going to help
It's like a
you.
blind date kind of thing.
Oh, got it. Okay. I hope they're the correct taxes.
My hips are angry.
I know. We've been sitting scrunchied.
Anyways, take your meds.
Drink some water.
Eat some food.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
You need some food. Some real food.
Mhm.
Like with real vitamins and minerals. And
If you're
stuff
doing
in
your
it.
chores while listening, take a break.
Yes. Do that.
Not a big one. Just take a little break.
Mm-hmm. Find some sunlight if you can. Do something cozy
Mm-hmm.
if you cannot.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Oh,
Mainly.
wait. Let's do a quick mindfulness thing. We're going to talk about, let's do 2 things you're grateful for.
Okay. Do I have to? Are we actively doing this?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you.
Oh, thanks.
And,
no.
And your drama. I accept you as a whole package. The good and the bad.
Great.
And I'm thankful for surgeries.
I'm grateful for you.
Ew.
I know. You did it to
Gross.
me, so here we go.
Reciprocate.
I am also grateful for our Discord family.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Very much.
You guys are amazing.
Fantastic. All right. We'll see you in a minute.
Bye. Welcome back. How was your break? Hopefully it was as adventurous as ours was.
Yeah. We were busy.
Yeah.
We did the things, though.
True. We
were
ate
good.
some food. We
Mhm.
went outside.
Yep.
It was nice.
We had sun today, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in the negatives for days.
Yeah.
Like for like a full week. It's been so cold. Like our highs were like 8 degrees.
Yeah. No, it's been annoyingly
Yeah.
bad.
And so today it's like 30 some odd.
Mhm.
And then tomorrow it'll be a high of 60. So
Improvement?
yeah,
the
improvement,
fluctuation.
But it's the swaps that kill
Yeah.
us.
The swip swap.
Oh my God. If we could just not have weather whiplash, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So we have some topics.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
all riled up and now we're good to go.
We decided to, oh my God, just explore what some people were dealing with and found some like really valid issues.
Yeah, thank you, Facebook.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Facebook groups, thank you.
Yeah. This one, hopefully you will relate to because it's an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, it stuck out to us.
Yeah.
So
Even being like diagnosed later in life, this is still
we wanted
like,
to
ongoing.
talk collecting diagnosis.
Yeah.
And how it feels when so for me, especially early on, how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Like you're an imposter because you've picked up so many and you feel like you're faking it or that you're hunting these things down.
Right. Like you're just.
Ugh. I
Yeah,
hate it.
But it's different because we're not like wearing all these diagnoses like badges of honor.
Yeah.
Like, and I've seen people who do that who are like they feel the need to tell you every diagnosis they've ever been given ever, even if like the most recent ones rule out the older ones.
I do that sometimes.
It's hard though to like connect the pieces, but we're not wearing them like look at all these things that I have.
Right.
That's not what's happening. And I don't think that's what's happening with most people who are chronically ill.
Right.
So you made that face because it's not your phone, huh?
Yeah. I was like, what was that?
Oh, it's mine. We should not. Wait. Oh, never mind.
What?
It's the Discord.
Oh, we're going to have to cut this out.
Yeah. We were just checking in. I was hoping that there we go. So sorry to hear. Ruth is working on her synopsis of our last episode. So we'd like to see that. It's fun.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Back to it. We'll catch up on that afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did that start for you? Because what was the first diagnosis?
First actual diagnosis was, I want to say it was a GI thing actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like before everything. It was
Yes.
Yeah, it was the acid reflux and GERD.
Yeah.
Was my first. Because that was before when we were still trying to hunt down Marfans and
Right.
all the fun ones. And then frick man, we went to there's a thing in my kidneys, a thin filter,
Oh, the membrane.
yeah, the thin membrane. Yeah.
There was blood in.
Yeah, blood escapes my urine.
Yeah.
Because my kidneys have a thin membrane.
Just cause.
Yeah. So they were worried about that,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out to be nothing.
Yep.
And then the alias
Yeah.
in my intestine, and then it was EDS,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that was all the psychological.
Yeah.
Because I didn't work on any of that until that point.
Right.
So that's when I got like the myriad of mental health diagnoses.
Yeah. I think I had. Let's see.
Oh, I got POTS in there at some point too.
Yeah. My doctors were always so funny because they were like, oh, yeah. Like those things go together. It's most likely this. And then we just treated it as if that was what it was.
Right.
For the most part in general. I'm trying to remember because the first diagnosis I would have had would have come from. So I saw the doctor once because we were looking at the thyroid.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
way back
that
when.
was the first one.
That was early days.
Yeah, that was back when they thought I needed to be at the CDC.
That was when I had just turned 18. No, I was about to turn 19, and I was about to lose Medicaid that I didn't know I had.
Right.
Yeah, so that was a while ago. That would have been 10 years ago.
Thyroid was the first one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was that thing in my pituitary.
Yeah.
There was a mass.
See, I never had a diagnosis for thyroid so at first, and this is why like I've never gone back and had it like actually looked at.
Mm-hmm.
They do check my levels every once in a while just to make sure. But when I went in the first time, they were like, holy crap, it's barely functioning.
Right.
Here's these meds. And then the next time I came in, they were like, stop taking those meds because you're like way up there. And they were just different levels. And so we knew that it was like flip-flopping and there was nothing we could do at that point.
Yeah.
And then it was GI.
Yeah.
For sure. It was like GERD and what did they call it? It was like chronic gastritis.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chronic gastritis was the first like sticker that I was given. Yeah. I guess for me, like, I feel like Kaiser is less into like labeling things.
Right. And just treating.
Yeah. So they just like assume and then treat. So I have, I think, probably much fewer like official diagnoses.
Yeah.
I've got the CPTSD and I've got the depression and generalized anxiety. That one they actually just dropped because I've been fine for so long.
That's good. Progress.
And then EDS now. And then it's like history of connective tissue disorder and blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
I mean, it all falls under EDS.
Yes.
In the end.
Yeah.
It's a syndrome, so.
Right. And that's kind of how they treat it now is they're like, oh, you have EDS, so it's probably this.
Yeah.
And then we just work with that. Oh, MCAS, I think, is like actually on my paperwork, though.
Okay.
So, yeah, different things. And I think it just...
Whoop.
What we were reading was talking about like the accusation of intentionally running around collecting diagnoses, right?
And then the doctor like advocating for it was part of it. Like, oh, the doctor's just encouraging you to be.
Exactly.
It's like, excuse
you.
you.
You're being scammed by the doctor into believing you have all of these.
Nobody has all these conditions.
Well, and that's like the thinking, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about increasing the imposter syndrome, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, no one could have all these things.
Yeah, no.
Therefore, I must be crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I was that way. The more I got, the more I was like, yeah, maybe they missed something and thought I had this because there's no way I have all these conditions at the same time.
Yep.
But it's just labeling different
aspects
of the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's kind of how we talk about it, too, is we're like, yeah, I have EDS, and then that's the umbrella under which everything falls.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's not easy when you have, like, other people who do not understand.
Right, like family or friends that are like, oh, you're just collecting.
Under the impression that you're faking.
Yeah, you're doing it for attention.
Yeah, exactly.
My God, could you imagine having the balls to go around and be like, I have all these conditions, just want attention.
Right.
Like, when you have that shit going on, it's like, why would you even pretend to have it? It's not worth it.
Right. No. Well, and there's, like, easier ones to fake.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Not that that's a thing, but, you know.
No, I mean, if you were going to.
If you were going to fake something.
This is not the route.
No, this is confusing for everybody involved.
Yep.
All the time. I had to miss your foot with my foot so I could get it back.
Sorry, I'm in the way.
No, it was just, I had to carefully maneuver.
I'm just a monster. I'm just the worst.
The worst. Yeah, no, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Feeds
that same lady that had the fatigue is just tired as tired.
Oh, yeah.
From the same friend accusing her of collecting
diagnoses.
Right.
Was like, oh, you talk about fatigue like it's different. Everybody's tired and you're not special just because you blah, blah, blah. Like fatigue is not a thing. Tired is tired.
Sorry,
Which
but
it's
wrong.
not.
Way wrong.
Like really, really not at all.
Fatigue is its own beast. Once you've experienced it, then it's really the only way to
My husband
learn about
literally, we've been together for 12 years and he didn't understand until this past year when he had COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, that's fatigue? And I was like, yes. That's fatigue. He was like, holy shit, I get it now. And I was like, yeah, this is what I function through every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, fatigue is not tired is tired. Fatigue is my body will not allow me to do what I need to do.
Yeah. You don't have the energy, don't have the drive. It's like you
Right.
could have all the drive in the world, but you're not gonna.
Well, and even like just standing is so much effort and energy, and then the POTS symptoms are worse, and it's just bad. It's not worth fighting.
Mm.
Those are the mornings where I'm like, I need a couple hours.
Man, chronic fatigue was probably the most, if you think about it, the
earliest, I think.
The earliest and the most severe of all the symptoms I've had, honestly. Because until we were treating it at the beginning of the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I could have sustained this.
Yeah.
I was not I could not do anything. Like I would try and like even play games. I couldn't play games. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
There was no lounging about having a fun time. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Like every moment awake was like counting down to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I still get that way sometimes. But I think building the systems that we've built helps incredibly.
Mm-hmm.
And then treating it with medicine helps a lot.
Yeah.
So I think
Together, especially.
Yeah. And then like keeping yourself from falling into those holes again and reminding yourself that when you do fall into that hole, because you're going to get sick at some point and you're going to be laid out and you just have to be laid out and that's okay. But remembering that it's not the end of the world to have to start again.
Yeah.
It's not
Start
fun
up.
and it's not easy, but you will get through it, and then you will be back to body in motion,
Yeah.
which is nice.
That was the hard part about the sickness we had like last week. Yeah. That weird.
Was it last week or
the week before? The week
Yeah.
before. When
The
like
pukies.
yeah, when you had just horrible headaches and
Wasn't that
everything.
nice?
But
Ugh.
there were 2 days where I was like, come on, gotta get up and moving. You gotta do the things.
That was Sunday for me.
Yeah.
Because it was the long weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was Sunday. And I was like, I have things to do and I want to do stuff. And I like am driven. Could not.
Right.
It was crash day.
Mm-hmm.
That is how that happened.
God,
Yeah.
fatigue is just tired as tired.
Fatigue is fucking a nightmare. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not good. Questioning your doctors. That happens, I think, for anybody and everybody, where family members or friends are like,
Oh,
are you
that's what
sure
means.
that doctor's like,
that doctor's a quack because
Yeah.
he thinks you have
I've
this,
done
this,
it.
and this.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I did it to my husband.
I think
Yeah.
everybody has that. You know what I mean?
That instinct of like, are you sure they know what they're doing? Like,
Right.
why would they make that call? That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I especially with family, we had that going on for a while.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh man, I don't.
Disagreeing with treatment options that you're given
Exactly.
and the route that you're taking. And yeah. In this case, what we were reading, they were essentially saying that the doctor was planting the seeds for this
Yes.
like hypochondria,
Yeah.
essentially.
Right.
Was the accusation. Like, oh, your doctor's making you think you're sick. And you're like,
Right.
are you sure?
Yeah. And well,
It's
in
like
this,
that whole, when they said like 100% of people who don't get tested don't have COVID.
Right.
Like, it's that sort of thinking.
Yeah. Well, and this lady was talking about how this friendship spanned like the beginning of her discovery of the illness until through the bad times as it was getting worse.
Yeah.
And the worse it got, the less her friend believed her.
Yeah.
Which is when you need more support. So it was really counterintuitive.
Well, and that kind of leads into that last piece where it's that when you always feel like crap,
Yeah.
it's hard to be like, okay, no, I feel like extra
Like
crappy
you don't
today.
understand. Like today's a bad day on top of a
Yes.
bad day.
Yes. And that's hard. Like, how do you make somebody understand that?
Yeah.
That you're like, yeah, sure, I don't feel good most of the time, but I'm like not functional, don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had that with work.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, you're always sick, it's fine.
Oh, I
And
have
you're
that-
like, but I'm like ill.
I have
Leave
that
me
with
alone.
like my friends because I'm always on like, how are you today? Not great.
Yeah.
The answer is always, I'm suffering, or and then it's like there have to be there.
'cause we
I
don't
need a
mask.
good day. Not like we used to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we used to mask so
Mhm.
hard. And
You're like,
all
I'm
the time.
great. I'm
all
just
the time.
tired.
To everybody. Doesn't matter. The cat, I'm having a great day, Kosho.
Oh my God, it was hard too because you would like mask through or during symptoms,
Yep.
which was always crazy.
Oh yeah.
So you're like, yeah, maybe I'm like dying of a migraine in the back of your car right now, but it's totally fine.
I'm
Please
fine.
don't tell my parents.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a thing. Yeah, it was just it's hard because again, like people cannot understand what you're going through.
Nope.
They can't, like, unless they have gone through it or something close enough to it that like you can draw those parallels. You cannot understand
Yeah.
somebody else's experience, and it's not fair to think that you can
No.
based on
Or to expect people
pieces
to.
that you see.
Yeah. It's hard to convey that to people. Like, you're not. There's no way for me to tell you what it's like.
Yeah.
I can use words, but you won't understand what it is.
I was watching a video the other day where they were talking about, he was like, pain is the only thing that we like describe only using comparison,
Yeah.
because we literally cannot explain what it is like,
Yes.
which is so hard because when I'm trying to explain, like, it's like a blooming electric feeling that I get through my chest, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you short of breath? I'm like, no, it's literally just the sensation of being electrocuted through my chest.
Do you ever associate colors with your pain,
Yes.
like in your head?
Yes.
I was just doing that as you were explaining.
Textures too.
Yeah.
Textures are huge. That's
How would you color-wise describe your bloom? Because you said
The
electrical,
bloom-
so it was like blue to me. It
So
was red and blue.
I think it starts out like the squeeze kind of is this like oppressive, dark, and then it blooms out and it is like white at the bottom and purple on the top.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty similar.
That's a weird thing that I've never like thought to explain before.
Yeah, well,
I just have never questioned it.
It just popped into my head that I
so
assigned
interesting.
colors to the pain.
Yeah.
Like the back of my neck is red. It's a red pain. But then like my lower back pain is more purpley.
Interesting.
Orange is a bad one. If it's orange, it's really bad because I hate orange. And
That
yellow.
makes sense. Yeah. Yep. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, see?
I was like, wait, hold on. Yellow. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at all that synesthesia catching up with us.
Just a weird thing to come to terms with and realize in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah. That's bizarre. Well, and I'm really big for like textures too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because everything like feels a way or feels like a shape almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Weird brain. Sorry. Neurodivergent detour. But yeah, you cannot get someone to understand unless they've been there.
Right.
I think the trick is finding someone who doesn't need to understand to be there for you.
Exactly. That's the key. Yeah. That's what I got with Jen.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to know what it's like, but she still is able to take care of me and help.
But
and supportive.
sometimes don't you wish someone would ask you what it feels like?
Oh, yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. No, it's just the straight, yeah. Like, yeah, I wish I could be to someone sometime, be like, this is exactly what it feels like.
Right. Yep. I will say it like at my husband, but I know he's not listening to me.
No, I do the same thing to Jen.
He's like, yep, okay, cool. You're in pain. I'm sorry.
Logged that away.
Which is fine. Like, that's what I've trained him to do.
Yeah.
Over time. But yeah, sometimes you do wish someone would be like, so what does it feel like? Like,
yeah, like
what is it like?
When I had that friend who's going to be a kinesthesiologist and he was asking me about it, that was really fun because I got to explain the different parts of it. And
yeah.
He was like intrigued and interested in it at the same time, which was
fascinating.
Which is nice.
I just think the experience of pain is fascinating because someone like, I don't know that this is actually accurate or true, but it's going around that a study has found that menstrual cramps are more painful than a heart attack, or as painful as a heart attack. Huh. Which to me says, oh, heart attack's not that bad. But that's not the point
all right,
that they were trying to make.
I need to take a break because I need
I know,
water.
it's super, super hot too.
Yeah.
Do you want to close it out or you want to keep going after?
Let's close it.
All right.
Sorry, peeps, but we're ending it early.
It's all good. I'm saying it's all good. Haha.
I just wanted
it's
water.
my podcast.
And it's hot in here.
I can do what I want, okay?
I need to set up the AC again, but I don't know where to put it. So if you have any
That's fair.
suggestions on how to remodel the room.
We just need lots of tubing.
No shit.
Yeah. Okay. We love you. Thanks for coming along.
Yep.
I hope you were able to relate to some
Yeah.
of what we were saying.
Or, if you didn't, put it down in the comments.
Yeah, please. And
or
let
on
us know
Discord.
if you have other topics you want us to cover or talk about or like react to.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. So the more participation, the better. So like, share, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.